When I'm preparing to go somewhere, whether it be work or the gym, I mentally prepare myself on the way, and that's because I don't always have the best motivation, and motivation, I realized working with Joslyn, comes from your heart. And the way I see it is like you got to pull that motivation rather from someone else or from multimedia or some kind of video. You got to pull it from yourself and into your head and use it, your brain being where you do all your thinking. So you take your motivation, because your motivation has to be your passion. It has to be what drives you. So without knowing exactly where you want to go, what you want to do, you won't be able to get that motivation. And a lot of people have that. And I figured that out with Joslyn, so I don't need to be watching certain videos that amp you up for those 2 minutes, because motivation in that sense will last you for 2 minutes, for as long as you watched it for. So I get it from the heart. So when I'm on my way to the gym, I think to myself, why am I doing this? Why am I going? I can put on some good music that I like, or something like that to aid it, but all it does is get me excited for the minute. And then what drives me more forward and pushes me through is the fact that I go, I'm doing this because, and I know that everything that I do in the gym and leading up to my goal starts here. And so it keeps pushing me forward and keeps pushing me through. And that's how I keep succeeding. So I decided that I would make a video, because a lot of people ask me what makes me motivated, how do I keep going, and they're very astounded by what I've been through and how I got to where I am. So obviously you can see in the background that I'm working out, and that's for a big reason. So my life is about training. I'm a personal trainer. I work at a kickboxing studio. I mean, I also have a lot of other talents, but this is my passion. I think if I ever lost a limb or broke my back, I would still find a way to keep doing what I love doing, and that's my passion. And it's more than just physical. I mean, anyone can lift something up, but to make it a lifestyle, it's way more than just what you see on the outside. People ask me so often, how long did it take you to get to where you are? And that's a loaded question for me. It's not about how long it took, but what it took. For me, it's mind battles and heartache and pain. And the reason why I got into the gym in the first place was because my heart was broken. And I was 21 years old, and still living in Australia. And I had fallen out of love with my boyfriend. And I didn't know that falling out of love was just as painful as being rejected. There comes this point, whether you're working out or trying to start a business or fix a relationship, but there's a point of exhaustion and you can't hide it, and you've got to push through and push through and push through, and that doesn't come from the physical. It shows in the physical from where it starts in the mind. And when I was coaching with Joslyn for 10 weeks, we did certain tasks week to week that I, astoundingly to myself, succeeded with very fast. And I didn't know that I was capable of certain things, certain mind strengths, until I started working with her. And it has helped me so much with my everyday life, my friendships, my work life. I learned how to just stop and think and be like, hang on, what am I doing right now?
what kind of reaction do I want? Is this person really attacking me, or is this person trying to help me? Why am I reacting in such a way when I know that they're coming across kind and genuine, for example? And all of these things come from a point of exhaustion where you're fed up with something. Something made you go, you know what, I can't take this anymore. But to push past that is far more than physical. Like I was saying, like, it just, that's only what shows is the physical. Everything starts in your mind, and everything starts in your soul and your heart. And for me, when I'm working out, when I'm trying to push past that point, I sit there and I actually say to myself, no, can't do it. Within a split second, I'm like, yes, I can. It's only 7 more. No, it's only 6 more. It's only 5 more. This, and, you know, I go back to the reason of my why. Why am I doing this? And that's a strong mentality to have. And there's reasons why certain people make it to the top in whatever field they want to do. And I'm going to stick to bodybuilding right now, because that's what I do in fitness. There's certain reasons why people do things, and it all comes from learning where it started. So you just got to kind of sit back and push through it, and you got to love yourself first.
Joslyn was the fact that I learned about me. It's not about so much what you can do for other people, because when you do a soul coaching or holistic coaching, life coaching, it's all about yourself. And you can't really progress or do more for anyone else until you do for yourself. And the more you focus on yourself, the more you grow. And when you do that, you can then go on to help other people through your own experiences. So I learned with Joslyn over 10 weeks, with all the things that we set in place, was really, it's kind of like opening a Pandora's box in your brain, or in your mind, or soul, or your heart. And found all these things and all these answers to why I am the way I am, or how I ended up being the way I am, why I do things, why I react to things, why I treat people certain ways, good and bad, and being able to understand where these things come from, I'm able to better myself in life. It's hard to ignore your reaction or find an answer for something without knowing where it stems from. So I think in the 10 weeks that I did work with Joslyn, I don't even know the person I was at the beginning of the year. And I'm able to implement that into my physical life. And I just couldn't have done it without Joslyn.